everybody, happy Friday. It's Allison at Sea Bags. I'm here with Tara, and we wanted to talk to you guys about our vintage line. So now technically all of our bags could be considered vintage because they're made from recycled sails, but there's something a little extra vintage about these. What's that, Tara?
That's right, these are the vintage of vintage. And what this is and what you see here is the actual insignia that are on the mainsails when they're brought to us. So everything is truly authentic, very unique, one of a kind. As you can see, it's in various numbers, colors, letters, logos. This one is super cool right here, Catalina. So it a lot of times sailors can really identify when they come into the shop. They say, "Oh, that's one just like my Catalina."
Yeah. So basically, on every sailboat, there's the mainsail, which is the largest stack-run sail, and that has identifying features like racing numbers, sailmakers logos, and so out of all of the giant sail, you know, the Insignia is only a small part of it. So these are actually pretty unique. They're not quite super rare, but for every sail we get, you know, we only get one or two vintage bags out of it. So that's why these are so cool and unique. And every one is cut by hand, so even if you have two of the same sails, the two bags won't look exactly the same because they're cut differently, and our production team will kind of, you know,
manipulate it. That's right. So the giant sail comes into us, right? And they're all cut by hand in our warehouse in South Portland. And so the panels then come to us, and these are, you know, actually known as the panels that come into our kitting team. And the kitting team sort of decides on how it's placed, whether it's, you know, a straight up and down number as you see here.
This is actually also a number, but you can see we took it on its side, you know, deciding, you know, what's going to be the front, what's going to be the back. Is it going to be this sort of straight up and down, a little bit more traditional, turning it on its side?
And everyone varies. You might have two different 50 numbered vintage bags, but one will have, you know, 50 like this, the other, the 5 will be centered, the 0 will be on the back. So everyone is truly unique and extremely special.
And I'll show on this one, so a lot of times the Insignia is on both sides of the sail. So you actually see on the back here, the number on the opposite side is kind of showing through, which is kind of a cool effect as well. So, I mean, so Tara mentioned we've got this really cool Veneto over here, we've got a Catalina over here, a 420, you know, some of these are a little more common. The Catalina and Veneto we don't quite see as many of, 420s we see some more of, but do you have sort of a favorite Insignia?
Just one that harkens back actually to my childhood that comes in every now and again we see is a sunfish, and that, for those that don't know, it's actually one of those little fat fish. It's a sunfish, and it's how, you know, I grew up sailing with my dad and on our sunfish. So sometimes, you know, you'd see half a fish placed down here, sometimes it would be across the back. So whenever I see one of those, that definitely is one of my favorite. And then actually, before I even started with sea bags, my first sea bag ever was, I came into the store and bought a vintage, and it was a red 2. And to me, it was, I have 2 redhead children, and so that was, that was definitely something special for me. So.
Yeah, and that's one of the fun things about the vintage bags is people can kind of pick one that means something to them, even though like a red 2 doesn't mean anything to me. It means something to you. Everybody kind of has like their lucky numbers or things like that, and that's what's really fun about the vintage bags too. So a fun thing that we have now on these is our little Sea Bags dog tag.
That's right. So this we just recently put on, and it's really just to add to the unique value of our vintage. And this is actually made by our sister company, Chart Metal Works. It's brushed pewter, and one of the reasons for the brushed effect was really that it goes nicely back with our vintage coats, and also you can see the Sea Bags logo on the front, and then on the back of the tag it says vintage and established in 1999, which is when Seabags was established.
Yeah, and since we were established in 1999, we've saved over 600 tons of sails from being thrown away in landfills. So that's really cool. So the vintage tags are available on our vintage bags, both online and in all of our retail stores. It's just on the totes and the smaller handbag size. Or if you have a sea bag that you already love, you know, we said they're all technically vintage. So it doesn't have to be one of our vintage Insignia bags for you to put it on your bag. You can also get it online at seabags.com for $15. And, you know, some people keep this hang tag on it, other people don't, but you see it kind of works with it. So whether or not you like to keep your hang tag on or take it off, you know, you can still add this little dog tag to it just to add a little special touch. And it is also made in Maine like all of our bags.
And it has multiple functions, so you can use it as a keychain, you could use it as a zipper pull.
You can use it as a bookmark.
Exactly.
Yeah, so really multi-purpose, just like our bags. Thanks guys for tuning in. Hope everybody has a great weekend. Thanks Tara for joining me.
Thank you. And if you see something that you like in here, come down and get it because it might not be here tomorrow.
That's true.